broken up into different dens based on those age groups. And those dens will do probably 3 different meetings or activities throughout the month. And that could be anywhere from going to a local fire department and learning what's going on there, or I know here in the Traverse City area, many will venture to the Coast Guard station and check out things at the Coast Guard station. I remember going to the observatory as a Cub Scout and seeing things there. So that'll happen at least 3 times a month, and then during one time a month is when the boys all come together at what's called a PAC meeting. And at those PAC meetings are where the scouts are recognized and rewarded for all the achievements that they've done through what, the badge programs and things. I always like to refer to a Scout's uniform, which is a key part of the scouting program. This is a Cub Scouts refrigerator. This is where they get to put all their achievements that they've done, the things they get to be proud of.
So in a typical Cub Scout den, where do they meet?
Cub Scout dens, it really ranges from area to area. Many will meet at a family's house, with all the parents and or leaders coming to there once a week. Some will meet at the schools that the boys might be affiliated with and meet there after school's over with. Depending on the activity, it might be a Saturday. It might be an evening meeting or something like that. So it's very different, and it's very unique based on each different pack that's out there.
And then the pack, is there a sponsor, or is this just, are they part of the Scenic Trails Council, or how does that work?
Each unit, either be it a Cub Scout pack, Boy Scout troop, venturing crew, anything like that, has a sponsoring organization, which we call a chartering organization. And it could be anything from a local church to a VFW, or I know there are many that are sponsored by Lions clubs. So community organizations that have a vested interest in the betterment of today's youth, that share the same values as the Boy Scouts, are those organizations that help back the scouting program.
So from what I read on some of the briefings for this, sort of the Methodists, the Catholics, and the Lutherans are sort of the big church sponsoring, and then the LDS. And then you've got PTAs. Is that a lot where the Cub Scout packs are sponsored at?
Cub Scout packs can be sponsored by all those different church organizations and stuff, but considering that the Cub Scout age, first through 5th grade, and since all of the students of those schools, it's a good time to reach them, we tend to work hand in hand with the schools in order to promote scouting and to have them organized. And then there are some parent-teacher associations in the schools that have sponsored scouting groups.
All right, and then going on to the troops. Okay, so the Cub, if I'm hearing this correctly, the Cub Scout packs, these falls, they'll be meeting, the dens will be meeting, and then they'll have 3 to 4 meetings a month, and then some sort of one meeting with their pack. How does a scout troop operate?
We, as a scout troop, you meet once a week, and then once a month or bi-monthly, you have what's called a court of honor, where it's like a pack meeting, but you get there just to any merit badges a scout has earned, any rank advancements they have done, or special achievements within the troop. Each troop has its own special award, be it a spirit stick or a happy camper award that they present at those things. But one of the biggest things with the troop is we use what's called the patrol method, where you have the troop as a whole made up of maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 patrols. And the patrols break away from them for a half hour during the meeting and do patrol specific activities, planning campouts, and that is all youth run. Patrols are run by patrol leaders, which are youth from that patrol where the other youth elect them, and they tell the adult leaders what they want to do, and we facilitate what they want to do.
The other thing that's a little bit different about the Boy Scout troops is that in Cub Scouting there's a large outdoor emphasis, but there's not as much overnight camping involved in Cub Scouts. In Boy Scouts, it switches 180 degrees. Every Boy Scout troop is encouraged to do a monthly outdoor activity, be it a weekend camping activity, or I know definitely during like the winter months, there's day winter activities that are encouraged. So that's another huge focus. They spend those 4 meetings a month preparing for those outdoor events.
So a typical schedule for a scout troop that's doing its job is September, sort of getting back into swing. Is there a big, usually they go camping in October, is that how that works?
Yep.
And then probably a camp out prior to deer season.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably take things off in the holidays, and then in February, January, they're camping in the wintertime, is that how that?
Yeah,
Yep.
they're, at our camp, we've got facilities for people to do year-round winter camping, and then, also, they use those winter months to start planning what their summers and what their spring and fall are gonna look
Okay.
like.
Yep.
So,
Okay. And then other things that troops do they go on other camping trips besides Camp Greilick?
Definitely. We've got 3 national high adventure bases that they go to. Many of the units in our area have just got their local spots
Right.
that they love to go camping at. The Manitou Islands.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Hessel is an activity that happens every year. It's
Now,
a-
what is that? What goes
it's,
on?
it's a, well, you've been to them, Josh.
It's
I
an
haven't.
international scout rally where scouts from Canada and the United States, mainly Michigan and Wisconsin, come together in Hessel, Michigan, which is up in the UP, and have just a weekend of fun and activities. It's a time where you meet a lot of new people from all over North America, and you just get together and have a lot of scout craft activities, cooking, orienteering. Each scout troop or Girl Scout troop or venture crew brings an activity for the rest of the camp to participate in. And you just go around to each campsite and do stuff like, I saw a karaoke contest one time.
Oh.
There's usually themes. We were actually in the Guinness Book of World Records a few years ago for having the most kites in the air at one
Oh,
time.
wow.
It's just, they come up with a crazy idea and work with it.
That's wonderful.
Mhm.
Okay, and so, like I know that our scout troop, we did, we went to Isle Royale one summer.
Mhm.
We went to Picture Rocks National Lakeshore, so those are the types of things.
Yes.
Okay, now, how do we've got, to help scouting, the couple things we can do is join scouting.
Definitely.
And how would people go about, because we have listeners from potentially Hiawatha Land, which is up in the UP, how do
Right.
they go about joining scouting?
The biggest thing is in your local communities, you'd be able to talk to some individuals, just ask around, because
Yep.
you'd be amazed at the
Right.
different groups of people that are in the scouting
Okay.
program. I know here for the Scenic Trails Council, which covers those 13 counties we mentioned before, we do have a council website, which is www.stcbsa.org.
Okay.
You could check out information there, or at any time, feel free to call our council service center. The number there is 231-947-7071. And
Correct.
any individual at the council
Good.
service center would be happy to help you
Good.
out.
And if you're, and they can get them directed if they're from other areas.
Oh, by
I've
all
also
means.
got the other council's telephone numbers, which I'd like to list. If you're in Presque Isle or the Rogers City area, that council is 989-662-4464. 989-662-4464. And then in the UP, which is Hiawatha Land, is 800-236-1441. 800-236-1441. Now, the other thing going on is that, real quickly, can you give us a quick plug on popcorn?
Sure. We talk about those events in the fall that the scouts will be doing. The fall is a huge time for those scouts to start their year by doing fundraising.
Great.
And every year in the Scenic Trails Council, the month of October is when we do our council-wide popcorn sale.
Great.
The Boy Scout troops, Cub Scout packs are out selling popcorn in order to raise funds for their year-round operation of scouting. And the great thing about the scouting popcorn sale is that 70% of the money that's spent on the product is kept locally to run scouting.
great.
So on a $10 piece, $7 is staying behind to help out the units and the
Wonderful.
council run
Very good.
scouts.
So buy popcorn.
Definitely.
Yes.
This concludes another edition of our Northern Michigan Update. Josh, thank you very much.
Thank
Nick,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
If you need to get in touch with us, our website address is www.senatorjasonallen.com, or you can get a hold of us at 866-525-5637. Thank you. This is State Senator Jason Allen, and as someone that's been involved with the scouting program for over 30 years, I encourage all young men and their parents to consider scouting. Boys who are at least 11 years old or have completed the 5th grade are eligible to join Scouts. Scouting teaches practical skills and instills lifetime values, which a boy will use throughout his life. From presidents and astronauts to farmers and retailers, all can point to scouting as an impact on their lives. A fun, rewarding experience awaits, and for more information, contact your local scouting service center.